try your best. Krishna is giving in Paramatma in our heart as this. Krishna is there as Paramatma. Ishvaraha sarvabhutanam hriddeshe Arjuna tishtati. In your heart is there, in your heart is there, in your heart is there, in my heart is there, in Sri Hari's heart is there, in an ant's heart is there. In everyone's heart is there as Paramatma. That is what we call the conscience. So you will tell within your heart, why are you wasting time there? Don't waste time. But I won't listen. I won't listen. Just like you tell your child, how many other times you will tell these children, don't do this. They can't listen. Just like these children, we are also like these children who are not ready to listen. They are grossly making a nuisance. I am subtly making a nuisance. That's the only difference. I am also like these children only, in one sense. So, Paramatma is trying to tell you, why are you doing like this? Attend to your soul's needs. You are not this body. Do this. From the Paramatma is telling, I won't listen. Then okay, fine. Experience. If someone is not hearing, then what will you do? Okay, chalo, experience it. Okay, so in this way, Krishna has created this material, I was saying here. Krishna created this material world in order to teach me something. Because we all want to learn, what is the best way to forget something's past? Something that happened in our past, we want to forget it. How many of you face this? I want to forget something, I'm not able to forget, right? All of us face that. The best way to forget something is to learn from it. If you want to forget something in your life, you have to learn from it. You have to understand the purpose of it. If you understand the purpose of something, right? If you learn from something, you will feel very happy. Even if it is a bad event in your life, if you learn from it, you will feel very happy in your life. Because we want something to take away from everything in our life. If something bad happens in our life, we don't know what to do with it. But if you learn from it, then the soul gets, I got something from this. So you will feel, okay, I can accept this event in my life. Why? Because I got something from it.
Experience.
Right? I got an experience, correct. I got some realization. So I'm okay, I can deal with it. I got something, right? So Krishna wants us to impress this fact that as long as I am attending to my spiritual needs, I cannot be happy. How do you come to this point? He gave Bhagavad Gita. On one side is attacking from Bhagavad Gita. On another side is creating temples. On another side is sending acharyas. Right? Different acharyas. If you are in Kerala, Narayana Bhattatri, Kudanam, there's so many devotees came. Right? And then in Andhra Pradesh, there are Annamacharya, so many devotees came. From Maharashtra, there is Tukaram, there is, great devotees. Gora Kumbha, right? So many devotees came in Maharashtra. In West Bengal, many devotees, Krishna himself came as Mahaprabhu. So in this way, South India, there were the Alvas, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Purandaradasa, Kanakadasa. In this way, sends to many acharyas. For what is the point of all this? He's giving a lesson. But if I don't hear these lessons, there are two ways to learn something. One is to hear from someone who is more intelligent, or trial and error. Or
Trial
and error. Hear from someone who is more intelligent, or
trial and error.
Trial and error will take many decades, many lifetimes. Right now we are learning from trial and error. And we don't even know what to learn. We are going through an experience, but we don't know what to learn from that experience. That is why we repeat that experience again and again.
Okay.
So when will you stop having a bad experience? When will you stop having a bad experience? When you learn from it. Right now you do not know, we do not know that what to learn from our experiences. So Krishna is coming. All know the shloka, yada yada dharmasya, shloka, glanir bhavati bharata, abhyuttana dharmasya, tatatmanam siddhamyam, pratranaya sadhunam, vinashaya dushkritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavam. Krishna is saying that. So he wants to impress this fact. You cannot be happy just attending to your body. It's not possible. Try as much as you can. And then he's waiting for us to come and agree and say, yes, I am defeated. You are right, Krishna. I cannot be happy. If you agree that you cannot be happy by attending to this body, you have learned your lesson. Only by serving the needs of the soul, you can be happy. Because if you are serving the needs of the body in your house, then what will happen? Your husband will have one desire for his body. Your child will have one desire for his body. The wife will have one desire for his body. The other children will have. So you'll have. There are so many circles. Like one circle is there, another circle is there, another circle is there, another circle is there. You draw one circle around this center. You draw another circle around this center. You draw another circle around this center. You draw another circle to the center. All the circles, are they overlapping or they are not overlapping?
Oh,
Overlapping. Why are they overlapping? Different centers. Different?
centers.
Why are they different centers? Because of the interest in their body.
Yes.
The more and more we are interested in our body, the more and more we will fight amongst each other. काममाश्रित्य दुष्पूरं धम्बमानमदान्विताः मोहात् गृहीत्वा असक्ताः प्रवर्तन्ते अशुचिव्रताः. This whole Bhagavad Gita, the whole Bhagavatam, the whole Upanishads, the whole Vedas have come to say a single point. That's all. What is a single point? Understand you are not this body. Understand you are not the mind. Understand you are not your habits. Become free. I'll give you freedom. Take it. But we are not ready. We like our illusions. We are not ready for it. So Krishna, just like the father is very upset. He is trying different ways to tell the child. The child is a drug addict. The father is coming different ways to convince the child. The child is saying, I listen to you, father. The next moment he is smoking drugs. So when we are going to the temple, very nice, I pray to God, very nice. But do you want to listen to God? No. I just want the emotional satisfaction. I am a spiritual person. That's all I want. I want the satisfaction. I am spiritual. I don't want to be spiritual. I want to convince myself I am very spiritual. I am very spiritual. I am very spiritual. I want to cheat myself. But the good news is, it is very easy to be spiritual. Why should I cheat being spiritual? If it is something difficult, you have to cheat. If something is very easy, do you have to cheat? Why do we cheat? Because it is difficult. The teacher is asking, how many of you have done your homework? Everyone goes up. Right? If the 50 students are there, 20 might not have done their homework. Then the teacher knows. Tell me the truth. Even if you did not do your homework, I will not punish you. I will give you 100 marks. How many of you did not do your homework? 2 children raise their hands. Actually, there are 2 children, another 5 children raise their hands. And then 20 children raise their hands. Now only you told everyone did their homework. And now I said, I will not punish you. Then 20 children are raising their hands. So when do we get the courage to say the truth? When we know we have some hope.
Yeah.
When you know we have some hope, then you will say the truth. Similarly, right now we are lying to ourselves. We are lying to everyone. We are lying to everyone. We are putting a false image. You are cheating. Within yourself also you are cheating. Within others also you are cheating. Everywhere I am cheating. But you don't have to cheat. It is easy. Krishna saying, don't cheat, don't worry. Even if you did, don't worry. I am there for you. I will erase your past. Don't worry. Just take a small step towards me. And be original to me alone. Don't worry. Be original to me alone. Be honest with me. That's all Krishna wants. Be honest with me. Then if you're honest with me, you know what I will give you? I will give you knowledge to you. If you're honest with me, what will I give you? Realization I will give you from Paramatma. Because you're dishonest with me, I'm not able to give you this knowledge. So what do we have to do? Become honest with Krishna. That is why we chant the Hare Krishna mantra. The chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is to penetrate all that lying nature we have and to unearth that honesty and display it to Krishna. Penetrate that lying nature. I am this, I am that, I am great, I am this. If we are not honest with ourselves, if we are honest with ourselves, we have to see all our bad qualities. Bad only, Krishna is bad only. I am bad only. I have so many things. Tell it to him honestly. See the amount of happiness you feel within your heart. Even if you do 1% of it, it is free. 1% of it do within your heart. You don't have to tell me. Don't have to tell your friend. Don't have to tell your husband. Don't have to tell your son. Don't have to tell anyone. Within your heart, you chant Hare Krishna mantra and tell this. See the magic that happens in your heart. Very simple. That's what Krishna wants. So when you are honest with Krishna, it's Krishna. I cannot be happy with my body. You are right only. I tried this, it did not work. I was very greedy, I am not happy. You know the problem with us is, Krishna gives us all these lessons. But you know what we end up thinking? We learn these lessons in the wrong way. This is happening because my husband is bad, my wife is bad. That is why this is happening. We are not ready to think this is happening to me because I am absorbed in my body. Ravana was not ready to think I am suffering so much because I am attached to my body, I am attached to Sita. He is not ready to think like that. What is he thinking? I am unhappy because Rama is not letting me enjoy. That is why I am unhappy.
Okay.
See how his intelligence is thinking? He is not thinking that the problem is with me. No, he is thinking problem is with Lord Rama. He is not giving me Sita Devi. So kill Rama. He is thinking like that. So always the material conditioned consciousness, we are thinking the problem is with my husband, my wife, my children, my boss, my this, my that, other religion. So many things I'm thinking. I am not ready to tell Krishna. I am only a problem. Really? I'm so happy. This is what I've been waiting for so many lifetimes. You will tell this honestly from within your heart. The problem is with me only. You tell honestly 1% to Krishna. Abadi, the purpose of my creation is getting fulfilled. Because he wants us to have an experience. Because we are not ready to hear. We are saying I will only do trial and error. And trial and error we are not hearing. We are not learning trial and error. So don't learn by trial and error. Trial and error we will never learn. Come to Sadhu Sangha, listen to Bhagavad Gita. If you don't listen, you cannot be happy. This is like a truth. You cannot have a second version of your truth. So my truth for you, your truth for you, your truth, your truth, your truth. This is V1, V2, V3, like Android version 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is my version of truth, your version, your version, your version. My version of truth is this is the truth. Your version, what is your version, sir? Not like that. We have to understand truth from a person who's realized. What is the truth? The truth is that we are not this body, we are not the mind, we are not our intelligence. So the more and more and more we come to this point, then automatically whatever we want to be, we will come there. We all want to cultivate good qualities, but we don't have the philosophy that underlies those good qualities. I want to be proper in my behavior. I want to teach my children to be good. But what is the basis of being good? The basis of being good is to raise your consciousness. If you think you are this body, how can you be good? You'll continuously think, I want to satisfy this body, I will fight only with you. Hey, give me only, my body only has to enjoy. Why should your body enjoy? I will fight only. When can I sacrifice? Anyway, I cannot be happy with this body. Take it. I cannot be happier. I can be happy having a spiritual pranam. You take it, don't worry. Anyway, I cannot be happy. You also come to learn that he is not happy. You enjoy it, and then you will come to me again. Enjoy it. So what does parenting mean? Parenting means to allow the children to enjoy, for them to finally understand the enjoyment is not there. Enjoy, and then come here again. That is parenting, right? Enjoy, chalo. I enjoyed this. You also enjoy, come here. That is what Krishna said. Enjoy, come. So you enjoyed this, you enjoyed this, enjoyed that. Come. Now enjoyed everything, right? Come. So the thing is, we have to turn our attention to Krishna. If we don't turn our attention to Krishna, if we don't spend time for Krishna, in our everyday life, we are so busy, but where are we going with our busyness? What will happen? This material world is so temporary. This is so temporary. How long will we live in this body? How long will we live in this body? This body is anityam. One day this body will get destroyed. Whatever we are so, protecting, this body will not last. So much pride we are having, so much fight we are doing, so much greed I am having, so much falsity. What is for all this? All this for this body only now. All that falsity, all that false image, what is for all this? Just for this body. That's all. All that fake show for this body. But this body is temporary. Why should I do this false show? Why can't I live an honest life? What will I lose and what will I gain? Even if I do all this false show, anyway this body will go away. In this way, one must understand this fact. Understand the whole picture of life. Don't look at a small picture of life and live your life. You'll be very miserable. Misery means to see a small picture in your life. If you see the big picture of life, you'll feel very happy. Right? So understand the big picture of life. What is this body? What is this mind? And lead your life according to that. And you'll be very happy. You'll be very happy. And it doesn't cost anything. It costs your interest. It costs your thinking. That's all. If you think a little bit, you will understand. But you are not thinking. That is what is the problem. So, Krishna has come in this material world to tell this message. And he also instructs, he also purifies. He purifies and he also enthralls. If something is only purifying, you won't feel very happy. If you eat water, if you soak some neem leaves in the water and you drink that, if you eat that neem leaves or drink that water, it is very nice, it is very purifying your body. But do you enjoy it? No. If you take burfi, early morning, nice burfi, very nice. But is it very nice for the body?
No.
It's not very nice for the body. So in this material world, what is purifying is not good. What is good is not purifying. Right? If something is too good, it doesn't purify. Eating is very good, but you have to eat only little.
Yeah.
Sleeping is good, but if you sleep more, you get into trouble. Everything in material life, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitana. Ahara means eating, nidra means sleeping, bhaya means defense. We all want to defend insurance, BCBS, that United Healthcare. We all want insurance, right? Life insurance. So all these things, bhaya, maitana, these propensities are there. But you can't do too much of it. If you do too much of it, you will feel frustrated. Talk to an insurance agent for 3 hours about your bills. How do you feel? What? He can give me free, right? He can give me free healthcare, right? Why is he charging me $2,000 for this? You feel, right? So you feel very frustrated. So, but if we, whatever Krishna will purify you also when you talk about him, when you hear from him. But Krishna, when you talk about him, also is enthralling. When you hear about Krishna stealing butter, when you hear about Krishna talking Bhagavad Gita, when you hear about Krishna lifting the Govardhan hill, it is very nice. How Krishna protects his devotees is Suramya, it's very nice. But when you are experiencing something nice, without your knowledge, you are getting purified. And what does purification mean? What does purification mean?
Rich.
The modern society talks about be good. Who's being good? They don't even know who's being good. Can the body be good? A dead body, can it be good? No. Who's being good? Soul. They don't have a conception of soul. The modern society, ask any scientist, ask what your children are learning. They never learn about the soul. You have to teach them about the soul. If they don't know about the soul, who's being good? What are we talking about? So the soul has to be purified. So if you hear about Krishna, the soul will become purified. Soul will become purified. So Krishna did these pastimes. I've finished this in 5 minutes. So what is this? Okay. So 8:25. So 8:35. I think 8:35, right? Yeah. So Krishna is performing these pastimes. Krishna is coming as Krishna. Yashoda Mai is trying to feed Krishna, and Krishna wants to get nourished by Yashoda Mai. And very nicely, is very cute. Yashoda Mai is enjoying Krishna. That is all we are also supposed to do. Yashoda Mai, all her attention is only on Krishna. And she is very happy. And also that same enjoyment we can also have. As your mother, we can also have an enjoyment with Krishna. Your husband might be angry with you sometimes, but accept Krishna as your husband. Krishna is your real husband. Right? In this Janmam, your husband is your husband. In your previous Janmam, you could have been the husband of some other girl. Who knows? In the next Janmam, you could be someone else. In your heart, accept Krishna as your husband. In your heart, accept Krishna as your husband. And you know what will happen? Your husband will start liking you. Alright? Your current Janmam husband will start liking you. Right? You'll say, hey, how is it that whatever I tell you, you're not reacting only? That is the secret. That is the secret. Whatever I tell you, you're not angry. What is the secret? That is the thing. I've switched sides. I'm not your... Don't tell that outside. Right? Right? Enjoy the relationship with Krishna within your heart. Don't tell it outside. Alright? So the thing is, good relationships can happen only when there is detachment. People don't understand it. If there is too much attachment, there cannot be good relationships. If you are completely attached to Krishna, there can be good relationships. Because you are not dependent on that person for your enjoyment. If someone is dependent on you for their enjoyment, right, they'll become angry at you. and you are dependent on someone else for their enjoyment, right? You'll become angry at them. So we can also enjoy the same relationship that Yashodama enjoyed with Krishna, or the gopis enjoyed with Krishna. We can also enjoy. What does it take? Your interest. That's all. If you don't do that, what will happen? Okay, stay in your bodily conception, have your fight, have this, everything. So Yashodama is, feeding Krishna. Krishna becomes angry. Why? Because Yashodama is seeing the stove, the milk is boiling. She put Krishna on the side and said when to switch off the stove. And Krishna became angry. What? You are not taking care of me? You are not paying attention to me? Oh, I want to teach you a lesson. And you crawl into the kitchen. You not the kitchen, I'm sorry. You crawl into the store where she had all the milk and the curd and all the pots. I'm going to teach her a lesson. I want to create some misery. That's what anger means. It creates some misery for them. I'll create some misery. In anger in the spiritual world is very nice. Anger in the material world is bad. Alright? Anger in the spiritual world everyone enjoys. Anger in the material world everyone suffers. So that time Krishna became angry and said, broke the pot. And all the curd and everything got down and Krishna started feeding the monkeys. You take a little, you take a little, you take a little. And then Krishna started, and monkeys are very happy. Monkeys are very happy. And Krishna is also very happy. They're all having a great time. But Krishna also very afraid. Whether the mother will come or not. See, whether the mother is coming or not. See. She's going to be angry. See. See how Krishna is so simple. Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna, within the cell phone is Krishna. Within my words there is Krishna. Within your thinking there is Krishna. Within your illusion there is Krishna. Krishna is there everywhere. But that very same Krishna is acting as if he does not know anything. And he's thinking, mother will scold me. See how simple. The greatest has become the simplest. That is Krishna. That is why he is the greatest. He can naturally be the greatest. When we become the greatest, we become pride. We become proud. You know why Krishna is the greatest? Though he is the greatest, he never is proud. We finish in 2-3 minutes. So Krishna, like that, he is very angry, and then Yashodama is always you are doing this. Either stealing butter, you are breaking the pots, doing something or the other. Always I am getting complaints. I am going to teach you a lesson. And you are not going to do this again anymore. And what does he do? He ties Krishna on the mortar. You are not going to get out of it. You know why he ties Krishna on the mortar? Because Krishna was sitting on the mortar. He had a mortar and we put that mortar ulta, and in that mortar he was doing like this and he was eating like that. So like that. This is what you are doing. Alright? And you are feeding monkeys like that. Let me see what I am going to do. And the same mortar, she tied Krishna with that. They are trying to tie Krishna. Krishna is not getting tied. Tie Krishna. Not enough rope. She is bringing more ropes. Not enough rope.
Krishna is so afraid.
Krishna is so afraid, right? You're going to tie me, whether you can tie me. But Krishna is not letting Yashodama tie. Yashodama is trying to tie Krishna, but is always falling 2 fingers short. Again, always falling 2 fingers short. Always falling 2 fingers short. Krishna wanted Yashodama to try more. I'm not going to let you try so easily. To get me is not so easy. You have to desire. So if you hear this class, and you go back to your home, you will forget it. And you will just forget anything. Next week you will even forget whatever you heard today only. It's not so easy. You have to desire it again. You have to desire it again. That is why you can have a class. How many of you are ready if you have once in a week, once in 2 weeks, once in 3 weeks, once in a month, if you have a discussion like that, how many of you think you can come and attend regularly? That is what Yashoda Mai represents. Yashoda Mai's desire to tie Krishna. If you want to really tie Krishna, you have to express a commitment. Express the commitment. Can someone, all of us say a commitment? We can take 7 minutes of our everyday time for Krishna. How many of you are ready to 7 minutes of our everyday life you can give to Krishna? 7 minutes every day. 7 minutes you can give in your everyday life to Krishna. 7 minutes you can give. So chant 1 round of Hare Krishna mantra. I give you some beats. You can take these beats. 1 round of Hare Krishna mantra, you chant. And whatever I told you in the beginning, being honest with Krishna, you be like that during chanting. Be honest. During chanting, what to do? Be honest. Open up your heart. Tell your bad qualities to Krishna. Tell your bad qualities to Krishna. That's all. 7 minutes you spend, that's all. Don't do anything more. But do that consistently. Do that. Never give it up. This might happen, that might happen, never give it up. If you do that consistently, that is the desire of Yashoda Mai to consistently tie down Krishna. Consistently tie down Krishna. And when Krishna sees Yashoda Mai is very diligent, now it is no longer 2 fingers short. Krishna says mercy is given now. Mercy is given when Krishna sees your desire. Within Paramatma is saying, what do you want? He'll give you 20 minutes. Krishna will see, what do you do? Switch on the TV, read Bhagavad Gita. You will switch on the TV. Okay, fine, switch on the TV. Then he'll give you more time for that. He will see what you're interested in. You see? So like that, Krishna is giving these pastimes to attract us. Of course, this is we just had 20, 45 minutes to tell with all the children, so I could not share with you more. So Krishna is performing all these pastimes to attract us, to elevate us. So don't use this valuable opportunity you have in this human form of life. This human form of life is very valuable, very limited, very temporary, but very significant. You can make an amazing contribution to your life, amazing change to your life if you just spend a little amount of time every day for Krishna. Okay? So I was thinking, along with your daily offering to Krishna, right? You can take a vow before Krishna during this Deepavali, because Deepavali means we have been taught how to get something, but actually Deepavali means to what to give to Krishna. Deepavali means to not get something. Deepavali means to give something to Krishna. So during this Deepavali you can give something to Krishna. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. He has everything. Only thing he doesn't have is your time. Okay? So give your 7 minutes, and along with that, if you can join once in a month like this, can we have once in a month discussion like that? Is that okay? A good start? Next month we can meet like this. Right? Is that okay? Everyone up for it? Right? We can meet like that once in a month, and then we can get together, and that way we can remind ourselves. That way there is a continuum. We make progress. Every day we make progress. We feel very happy, and there is no fee to it, because only fee is your desire. Your desire to change is the only fee for your progress. That is the price you have to make for your progress. It's a very expensive fee. Right? So I'll start to do Damodarashtakam right now, and we'll offer lamps to Krishna, and then we can have prasadam.